morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. Another possible chance of a little drizzle out there. I'll tell you about the weather in just a moment on our show today. We have Security Director Tim Moy, and he's primarily going to talk about driving safely around the village. We've got a few photos to show you. We have a couple guests from Villa Valencia, and well, actually one of them he is a resident there, and he's coming along with his daughter. We're going to tell the story of how he came to live at Villa Valencia. And the Golden Girls Dance Troupe is having their performance in about a month. We're going to talk about that. And we'll get all the latest headlines from Erica Ritchie. Now, there are meetings today. There's only one. That's the GRF Agenda Prep at 9:30. And that is in the Willow Room. So let's get to the weather. Kind of a wild day yesterday. Even though in this area we pretty much just had a drizzle, throughout Southern California there was hail, there was snow, there were high winds, and there was in some cases a lot of rain. We just didn't get too much here, but they got something like 6 inches of snow up in the mountains, so it was pretty incredible for May. Today, less so, but still a chance of some scattered light rain. There's a little bit at our house this morning. Shouldn't be as much as yesterday, but it still is in the forecast. And going forward, though, we're going to have mostly sunny on Friday, a little bit warmer on Friday and Saturday, 20% chance of evening rain on Saturday, and on Sunday, scattered showers. Now, again, you've seen this change day by day. Right now, there's like a 60% chance of scattered showers throughout Southern California on Sunday, clearing up to mostly sunny on Monday, then which is Memorial Day, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, it looks like we could be moving those temperatures back up again, maybe not to normal conditions, but maybe hitting the low 70s, so that would be nice. And around the area today, everything is about what we had yesterday. There's just not much change as far as temperature. We are still way below what we normally would be, meaning a good 10 degrees or more, probably about 75 is pretty much average right around now. So everywhere, say Palm Springs is more about 15 degrees below normal. Even Lake Arrowhead, they should be in the mid-60s today. So this is all very cool weather for this time of the year. But again, my sprinklers are off this week, so I'm not complaining. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sox are 1 out away. And the Dodgers are down to their final strike. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series. And the best team in baseball wins it all.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
As a professional licensed realtor, you have worked countless hours to ensure your reputation is the best. Your clients know they can trust your judgment, that you'll be around when they need you, and that you will deliver what you promise. In escrow, one company has set that same standard for excellence. Escrow Options Group offers more than just outstanding escrow services. White glove concierge services, wire and fraud protection, custom estimates, and more at no extra charge. Choose the company that mirrors your professionalism. Escrow Options Group. Experience a better option of escrow services.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Dental health is important, and it can be tough to find the best fit for your needs. Flora Stenger General and Specialty Dental Practice covers most of my dental needs in one location. Their on-staff specialists provide seamless services and communication between me, my doctors, and my insurance company. Located right down the road from Laguna Woods, our bus service stops right in front of their building. For the first time, I'm getting the dental care I need with the treatment I deserve. And my dental health has never been better. Call and book your first appointment today. I'm glad I did.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have our security director, Tim Moy, and he is here with us today. And Tim, welcome. Glad to see you, sir.
Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
So today we're going to talk about a few different things, and we're going to get an update of the gates, and they've been working on those great systems they're putting in. We're going to talk about traffic a little bit. We're really driving and a few little accidents that have happened in the village, and crime statistics here in the village as well.
Absolutely, right. So earlier in the month, I did a presentation in front of Village Management Services, the board, and along with them, there were members of United, Third Mutual, and GRF, just to see what's, the update on what's taking place in security, how the gates are rolling so far, especially with that gate access project.
Yeah, and those have been big projects, and gates 3 and 7 have recently reopened, which is great news.
Right. So we, of course, we had 5 and 6 from the very get-go. That was our pilot, and then
that's when I
2
first
and 8.
met you. You remember that?
That's it.
You were on
we
the
were
job
out there
for like a week.
Right, and they put me out there, and we were talking about
the
gates and how it was going to improve security, and it has actually. But with 3 and 7, things are going well. We're looking at gate 3. We just a minor little hiccup out at gate 3. The guest lane obviously is for the guests. The second lane is for our residents, and the third lane
there's a third,
it does show buses and trucks on the road because those big the big buses come through there and turn around to pick people up to take the trips. But when the number 2 lane backs up, residents are allowed to use that number 3 lane.
Okay.
So we're going to change the markings on the road for our residents. But one of the things we've noticed is that residents they're law-abiding. They stay in that number 2 lane.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
You can certainly go over to the number 3, and if the first lane's open as well, you can take that lane as well.
Okay, so number 3 lane will have RFID access as well?
It does have RFID.
It does. Okay.
And so residents can use that lane as well. And as soon as the roadway dries up enough, we've had a little bit of rain, we'll add residents to that as well.
That's good, because I know in a recent, a couple of the board meetings, some residents have gotten up and asked about that. They're over in the far lane in some of the gates, and they don't realize, well, this particular gate isn't opening for me, even though I have the tag, whatever it may be. So that's good.
Right, yes, and sometimes just a little issue with an RFID, that radio frequency identification, decal.
Can be dirty or whatever it might be.
And but for the most part, each of those far lanes do have the system set up so that they can just breeze right through.
We're showing this here, and you sent something up that about 80% of the vehicles that are equipped with it. And you're getting more and more residents signing up?
We are. There's a pretty steady flow coming into resident services. 80% have signed up. That's great.
Yeah.
But 20% still represents a few thousand vehicles.
It does.
So we need those owners to come in. Now again, it's not mandatory, but it sure is more efficient.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go through the guest lane as a resident to show your ID or show your decal, because
that's much better.
It is, and if for those that don't, sometimes they get behind a guest that we can't find them in the computer. It delays your entrance.
They're asking for directions, whatever it might be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is over here on Carlotta, and this was the first gate that was operational, I believe, right? This is 6.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, it's what an improvement.
It is. Again, the whole thought behind that is, one, is let's secure this community. Back in the day, we had a report that was conducted, and they said that this community, a private community, is porous.
Right, right.
We don't want it to be porous.
No, we don't want
and,
that.
And this is the first step, and it's been very helpful.
Yeah, and a few
as
more
well.
gates are on the way, and
Right.
eventually all
1 and 9 is
Yeah.
underway right now, and
Yeah.
unfortunately a little bit of rain. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
right.
how much that's going to slow us up, but Ernesto Munoz and his team do an incredible job with maintenance. I think they've scheduled about a 4 to 6 week project on that.
Okay.
So I know, and gate 1's a busy gate, and so I know
It
people
is.
have
Keep
to go
that in
around.
mind.
Right.
You know, it's closed at the moment.
Exactly.
You can get out, I believe, on one lane.
No, you cannot.
Oh, okay. All
Right. So that is only for golf carts and pedestrians.
Oh, okay. Because I noticed I passed by there, and
Yeah.
I actually saw a golf cart coming out.
Right,
I was-
exactly. So
okay.
we allow them to come through
Okay.
through gate 1, but other than that, you have to use 2 or 3, and 2 and 3 are open 24/7.
Right.
Gate 4 has gone back to the regular time of 7 to 7.
Okay.
And it's an exit only.
All right. I think gate 1 maybe another couple this week and next week. I think it's been 2 weeks. Well, of course,
Right.
the rain again.
It depends. So we'll see how.
All right.
You
I'll
know,
try
you
and
never know.
I'll try and stop that rain for you.
There you go. You just never know what you're going to find when you break ground, though.
No.
And they start doing some work, and who knows what they'll find.
That's
but,
true.
Again, the maintenance team is doing an outstanding job.
Yeah, they are. All right, let's talk about crime statistics
Yeah.
here in the village. You know, we're thought of a pretty low crime area,
Very low.
very, very, very low.
Right.
It does happen, though. now
It
and then.
does.
Yeah.
This is a small city. You
Right.
know, we've got a lot of guests coming in, and not all guests are law-abiding. Our people are I would say, very comfortable here. Sometimes they don't lock up their cars.
Right.
They leave things unattended, and you know, we always encourage folks to, you know, hide it, lock it, or lose
Yeah.
it. You've
Yeah.
got to take that extra step. And so the type of crime we do see are minor thefts for the most part. I think we had 2 vehicle break-ins earlier in the year, but we haven't seen any type of residential burglaries or anything like that. It's usually a grab and go. Somebody
Right.
sees a battery charger, they see believe it or not, a hose, a plant, things of that nature get taken here. They're pretty
You know,
petty.
that's a little frustrating, though.
It is.
Somebody, it may be, this is my favorite plant. I've
Right.
nurtured this plant.
Right.
And somebody took it,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Right.
really?
Those are, you know, many times it's a neighborhood dispute as well.
Yeah.
You got 2
Yes.
neighbors not getting along, and this is one way one neighbor gets
Yeah.
out another. And that's we do have a little bit of we categorize it as malicious mischief
Right,
here,
yeah.
but technically what that is, it's vandalism.
Mm-hmm.
There are occasions when someone will vandalize someone else's property, their car. You know, and so then when that happens, we bring the sheriff in, let them
Right.
investigate it, and hold people accountable for their actions
Yeah.
as well. But I can tell you that overall, it's one of the top 2 communities in southern Orange County.
Yeah.
That is the safest.
Yeah.
So
Good to
very
know.
very low crime. We don't have serious crime, as you know.
Right.
And so what crime we do have is generally minimal.
Yeah.
And we continue to work with the Sheriff's Department when something does occur.
Right, you do.
You know, we've got a great relationship with them. Matter of fact, I'm going to be meeting with the captain of Southwest Investigations tomorrow, on operations, excuse me.
Okay.
So it's just good to maintain that relationship with our first responders, our law enforcement partners, our fire personnel as well. So things are going well in
Very
that
good.
aspect, yeah.
So let's move on to traffic accidents. And, you know, with those, there have been a few major ones here. And I think it's, you know, you've talked about this before. We're not saying there's a whole bunch, but there's
Right.
been some. You brought along some photos of that. Quite often it's just people who are lack of attention
Sure.
or let's face it, as we all get a little bit older, our attention drifts a little bit
Right,
more. And
right.
or, you know, they run a stop sign.
Right. Well, and our ability to react
Right.
diminishes with time as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, but our drivers are also a little bit older and wiser. They've
Yeah.
been driving for, you know, many of them 50,
Yeah.
60 years.
Right.
So they're also very smart drivers. However, as you mentioned, you know, we've had a few serious accidents
Mm-hmm.
this year. For the most part, they are minor fender benders.
Right.
You know, if you, I did show a few pictures here. Present.
Yeah, bring those up and
And so we've had a few where people have just taken turns too quickly.
Yeah.
Hit the gas instead of the brake. You know, every once in a while that does occur. We've got a picture with the vehicle upside down.
And I looked at this, and my first thought was, normally that occurs if somebody's going pretty fast and they hit a
Right.
curb and they pop like
Right,
that. But
right. This was an odd one. It's,
Yeah.
the driver accelerated, making a left turn, ran off the road, hit a tree, and then flipped over. Thankfully, our driver was fine, and the tree survived as well. So, you know, for us, it's just be careful out there. And if you're a pedestrian, because we have so many walkers, just be vigilant, be careful, stay on the sidewalks. Just make sure that you give way to any driver or vehicle.
Right,
coming
and
by.
you've often talked about this as the folks who work in other divisions about people who are parked on the sidewalk and things like that. Of course, Ray is a big one that brings this up.
Right.
And he often talks about how you may not think. A lot of times people do it thinking, "Oh, I want to get out of the way of the traffic,"
Correct. Sure.
and you understand that. But think about the people
Absolutely.
who are walking along the sidewalk. They may be, have some kind of mobility device
Sure.
that they need, and
Right. Yeah. Now, out on the roadways within the village, it's those are raised sidewalks.
Right.
In cul-de-sacs,
Right.
it's just concrete,
Yeah.
and it's visible. So just what you're saying, some people will try to get off that main area to allow vehicles to get by, but they block that sidewalk area.
Yeah.
And therefore, someone in a walker has to go around, go into that area, into the lane of traffic. And Director Gross is one who's very quick to identify and try to promote the fact that, hey, we've got to provide that lane of access for our pedestrians
And people will
are
be
disabled.
sighted. Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, we do. Absolutely.
All right. You want to talk about a new community service officer?
We do. So we have a new, we call him a CSO, doing a great job for us. It's kind of a jack of all trades. He's out enforcing, those the dumpsters, the electric vehicles, the contractor vehicles. As you know, both the boards feel very strongly about keeping our contractors because of limited space, limited parking. They can drop their gear off, but then they've got to go park out on the roadway and reserve those parking spaces for guests and others coming in. And so he enforces that. He works with Manor Alterations to make sure that our contractors are posting their permits. And there's any other thing that goes on during the day, anything that the boards are looking at. If I met with a board member yesterday who complained about a contractor that was doing too much work right in the area where people are coming and going. And so we'll work with Manor Alterations on that, but that position is basically the arms and legs, the eyes to get out there and do some of the work for Manor Alterations, and then get that information over to them. So yeah, we've got it's a great position for us, and if there's anything else that comes up during the day, we just assign it to him, get out there and take a look at it. Our officers are out there helping residents. This allows us to take care of some of the administrative issues as well.
And if anybody is, you're going to be doing something on your residence coming up, some sort of construction, you've got your permits, you make sure you go through all that. If you have questions, call them. Call security. Just say, my contractor's coming over. I want to tell them the right things.
Sure.
And they'll help you out with that.
Actually, we have a flyer, and Manor Alterations does a good job as well. When you obtain a permit, they give you all the rules and regulations and explain it to you. But we're also the backup for Manor Alterations. And absolutely, they can call security.
Yeah.
We'll be able to answer the questions.
Yeah.
Sure.
And speaking of security, you got some initiatives underway?
We do, quite a few initiatives. We took a look at our traffic school and we wanted to bring that up to date, make it more relevant to our residents. So we've attached a PowerPoint to it, letting our residents know why we do what we do in here, why we have people out enforcing the traffic rules. This is private property.
Yeah,
Sheriff's not out here. Sheriff is not going to conduct traffic enforcement. We do that. Unless it's a misdemeanor or a felony, a drunk driver or a hit and run, they'll look into that. Friendly visitor program with
it's a great program.
Oh, outstanding! And Susan McInerney and Social Services has revamped that.
Yeah, they're working
program.
with the county on that.
They are. They're doing
a
She's got some contacts throughout the county. She's brought in a lot of resources here, doing an outstanding job. And then with compliance, we're looking at some things as well. Our database, and when we look at our internal processes, the purpose of that is to create efficiencies.
Right.
Those efficiencies are going to provide better service to our residents here, and that's our goal.
Yeah,
So,
very
looking
good.
at quite a few things, right?
All right, anything
Right.
else you'd like to add?
No, I'm good. We just, the summer's coming up.
Yeah.
And so, we'll have a lot of people on vacation, but a lot of people coming inside the village. So we just need to make sure that our residents are doing what they can to be safe on the roads, to lock up their property when
Yeah.
they can, and that hospitality factor of when you're coming and going. We all want to do that, but at the same time, let's do it safely
Right.
as well.
Yeah, and
Be
let's
aware of
remind folks, you still have the program that they can give a set of keys to security.
Absolutely.
Which is a very good idea.
Right.
Quickly, we haven't talked about that in a long time. If you can take a minute and tell folks why that is important.
Oh, absolutely. The basic ones, some people just lock themselves out of their manor.
Yeah.
And so they just need to get in. Others, it's a welfare check.
Yeah.
If someone falls out of bed or if they have some type of medical emergency. We want to get in there and check on them as quickly as possible. Hey, of course, the fire department's going to come if necessary, and they're going to do their part. They'll break that door down
Yeah.
if necessary. But when we have a key and we have authorization, we can go in and check
Right.
on the welfare of our.
So very important.
Oh, absolutely. We've had a few instances over the last 18 months where we were able to go in, find a resident in need of assistance,
Yeah.
and then
It's a good safeguard.
a very good safeguard, absolutely. Occasionally we'll get a call from a family member.
Right.
I haven't heard from my father in about 2 days. We'll go by, we'll check to see, we'll call, look to see if the vehicle's in the carport, and then go and make contact. And if it appears that something is just not right, if we can determine that there is potential for an emergency, we'll go in.
Yeah. Good program.
It is a very good program.
All right, sir.
Good. All righty.
Thank you.
Good
We'll see
seeing
you in
you.
about a month again.
All right, we'll see you in a month.
All right, you take care, and we'll be right back.
Your body is made for work, play, and adventure. All the things that make life amazing. But when pain gets in the way, turn to Hoag Orthopedic Institute to get you back to doing the things you love. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we're experts at getting you out of pain and back to golf, running, or yoga. Whatever makes you, you.
Through my window, I see the first sunlight, and I feel the warm ocean breeze. I see the waves that lulled me all night. That's what my window brings me.
Look at this.
That view is $1 million.
It's amazing we can look at these kinds of places within our budget.
You don't have a bad view from here anywhere you look.
It's all about the view. Sunday night is beach night. Sunday night at 8, only on HGTV.
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. One day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
You want me to help put you in the state attorney general's office?
I do.
There's something that I need in return.
Name it.
Taylor Mason. I want them in a cell.
Take them out.
This I do.
Get with it, people.
Have fun storming the castle.
New episodes. Only on Showtime.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sean Thomas. Sports Talk. Come join me here every Thursday morning at 11:30 a.m. for sports news, highlights, and interviews for all of Laguna Woods and around the world. Put it on your calendar. It's a great way to start your day with me and the Sports Talk way.
Welcome back. Well, I'd like to welcome a couple guests today who are, well, they have a very interesting story. And we have Leila Gillespie and we have her dad, Patrick Gillespie, here today. Patrick is a resident of Villa Valencia. And Leila, you're going to tell us about how that came about and the story behind it. First of all, welcome to both of you. And we were just talking, you've been there, it's going to be coming up to about 3 years at Villa Valencia. And you sent us a brief story about how that came about. So Leila, why don't you kind of give us a backstory here, how your dad came about living there?
Absolutely. Well, my mom and dad were married for nearly 65 years. My mom passed away, and I moved in with my dad to help him out for a while.
And he was living here?
And no, he was living in his own home in Lake Forest.
Oh, okay.
And I moved in to help him out, with laundry and cooking and cleaning and such. And I just couldn't really give him the companionship he needed.
Right.
Because I was working. And in the meantime, he had a medical situation, so he lost his driver's license. So then he became very lonely and isolated. And I said, well, Dad, I work at this great place, Villa Valencia, and I really think you should try it out. He came to work with me a few times, and I said, I think you should go out and talk to people in the community, talk to our residents, have lunch, and see what you think. He did it a few times, and he said, I made more friends in just a few days than I did 15 years at my last community.
Wow.
So this is really, I think this will be the place for me. And I think he's really flourished. He's made a lot of friends. He's very popular there.
Yeah. Well, Patrick, almost 3 years you've been there. And it's always a bit, no matter where you move from one place to another, it doesn't matter what it is, there's a bit of an adjustment because you were in a home for many years. How was that first few weeks there when you made that adjustment? It seems like just by visiting there for a couple days, you felt comfortable.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting, but she didn't tell you the line that she used on me. To get me to move in there, she said, Daddy, you're spending $100 a day eating out. And that wasn't totally true. Some of that was for alcohol. That wasn't all food. But anyhow, $100 a day is just about exactly what I was spending, and a little bit was for alcohol. But I did visit there, and they have very good food. What I liked was when she showed me some of the rooms are very large. And I happen to have a, what's that called?
Studio.
A studio, yeah, and it's just one big room. But the rooms are very large at the villa. I like that. The food is good. And of course, there's so many people there. I think there's close to 300 residents.
It's about 250.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not too large, but it's large enough that you really get to meet different kinds of people and different activities.
Yeah, there's quite a very large range of people there. And I'm used to working with a lot of people. I worked for a big corporation when I was working. And I like a lot of people around. I'm used to that. I worked for a large corporation. And I guess I'm quite a social person. I really like a lot of people. Matter of fact, I like a lot of people on a daily basis. And that seems to suit me very well.
And I think what's really important is that you're once again, or when you moved in 3 years ago, you're having meals with people. You get to know them as friends, and that sociability right there, among anything else, Leila, is so important at Villa Valencia, right?
Absolutely. We incorporate that every day in our activities that we have at Villa Valencia, as well as our meal program. All of the emotional, physical, social parts of everyday life. And for my dad, my mom did all the cooking for him, so he certainly didn't know how to cook. So all his meals are provided. He's served breakfast, lunch, and dinner each day. And he does involve himself with a lot of the activities. He's a golfer. We have a beautiful, brand new putting green at Villa Valencia that was just redone. So he's out there quite a bit golfing. But he involves himself in a lot of the activities, live entertainment, that he loves to go and watch the shows.
So a lot to do there. And you wrote, when you wrote us this email here, you said you're driving again?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with the DMV. It took me about 3 months and a lot of testing to get my driver's license back, and I'm very, very careful because, boy, that's a privilege here in California.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And I'm very careful about taking care of that privilege. I really enjoy driving.
Yeah, and that's, it gets you around, but Villa Valencia also can get you around places as well, right, Leila?
We certainly can. When my dad didn't have his license, we do have a shuttle service, and we go within a 7-mile radius. So fortunately, as the residents in this community, in this area, most of the doctors are right here in Saddleback Valley, and all their shopping, their pharmacies, as my dad's life was, so the 7-mile radius was perfect. He was able to go to the doctor, go to the restaurants even he liked if he wasn't eating at the resident at Villa Valencia.
Yeah, so that gets you out. And
it's a very, very convenient location. But the one thing I did almost immediately, I went to the Orange County Transportation Division in Anaheim. Well, not quite in Anaheim, but it was, I got a bus pass.
Oh, very good.
So I can go anywhere in Orange County, Lower California, for $0.25.
Wow.
And when I tell some of the residents, what a good deal.
Yeah, that is really good.
Get an access pass, and for $0.25 I can go all the way into Foothill Ranch. I guess I could go all the way down to San Diego for $0.25.
That's great. And
the bus station is right next to the villa.
Yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah, that transportation center. Yeah. Now, you love the food there. You get 3 meals a day. Am I right, Leila?
Yes.
Well, I gained 30 pounds in the first few months I was there.
Nothing's wrong with that.
I know.
If the food's good and you have social activities and you can get together with people and enjoy cocktails at night and that sort of thing, and just have a great time. And not only that, we want to mention that you're doing this summer cook-off coming up, and summer kickoff, I should say, kickoff, cookout.
Yeah.
And this is something that people from outside of Villa Valencia can enjoy. They need to RSVP. But this is something kind of showcase what you're doing there, right?
Absolutely, and that is June 13th from 11 to 1. And our chef's fabulous. He's been there about 35 years, and you'll enjoy the food. Please RSVP so we know you're coming. We'd love to show you our beautiful community.
Yeah, it's not far. It's just really, basically you could walk to it from where we are right here. So it's not far at all. The number and website, by the way, is on the screen. VillaValenciaRetirement.com, and the number is 949-581-6111. You can call them whether or not you want to go to the cookout, but if you want to get a chance to take a tour, they can call up there and look all around, kind of like what you did, and see if it's something that maybe it's right for you, or maybe you're not quite ready, but to keep that in the back of your mind and go and see Villa Valencia. And that way you kind of know at the time, you're going, yeah, I remember that place. I think I'd like to go back there again.
Oh yes, we've met some residents over a period of 3-4 years, and when they feel that they're ready to come in, we're always happy to be there for them. We're there 7 days a week to show our community. We'd love to meet you.
All right, and they have independent living, assisted living, skilled nursing, rehabilitation.
Yes.
So maybe some people come there for a short time for rehabilitation.
Yes.
You handle that as well. So very close by here. Nice to meet you, sir. I'm glad you're enjoying it there. Good to see you're driving again.
I'm really happy about that.
All right, very good. We'll see you folks. Well, I may see you again. Come back. We'd love to have you back and tell more of your stories. And Leila, we may see you again as well, or someone else from Villa Valencia as well.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
And we'll be right back.
I choose to make friends out of neighbors.
I choose to start a new chapter. I choose to live an active lifestyle.
Choose to experience the good life at Villa Valencia. Call or visit us today.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
I'm Wendy Miller, your Smiley Realtor with RE/MAX and your Laguna Woods real estate specialist. I'm here today with the first of my 7 home selling tips for seniors. Some seniors prefer to rely on the real estate agent who has sold the most properties in their neighborhood. Others seek the most often recommended from family and friends. The right professional will ask questions about your future goals. He or she will help you decide upon a realistic listing price and answer all of your questions promptly before asking you to sign a listing agreement. Give me a call and I will help you make the right move.
Did you know that we are living longer, healthier lives than ever before? And did you know that social interaction, brain stimulation, and exercise improve your quality of life? Did you know the Saddleback College Emeritus Institute offers 200 tuition-free classes to older adults in South Orange County? With over 30-plus locations between Lake Forest and San Clemente, it has never been easier to take advantage of your third act of life. Sign up today.
Well, I'd like to welcome a couple guests from the Golden Girls Dance Troupe, and coming up at the end of June, they're going to be having their presentation, Celebrate Independence Day, and they're going to have all kinds of performances there and music, and it's really quite an event. And today I'd like to welcome Ann Hu, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Richard Hamilton, and you folks are the MCs
yes,
of the program?
The MC. Right, we've been the MC for 4 years. We worked together for 4 years.
And both of you, are you on stage at the same time, or kind of go back and forth and introduce the next act?
We're on stage together. Usually we even rotate English and Chinese.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes like Richard speaks some Chinese and I speak some English
to
bring up the fun.
Yeah, but most of it is her doing Chinese and me doing English.
Okay,
Right.
all right. Well, you got, we brought along some photos here that you sent to us. And you know, what's really neat about this is such a variation of performances and acts and music that that you bring. And you know, in the past you've done this, different acts here and there, but it's very, very popular. And a lot of folks walk away from there just saying, what a wonderful event and evening. And again, this is taking place at the end of June on the 29th. But we're going to go through a few of these, and one of the first ones here, and I'm kind of reading off what you described this.
Okay.
These are called raindrops on banana leaves. That's
right.
What it says. So what a beautiful presentation here.
Yeah, this is a brand new dance they brought in this year. They actually prepared this dance for almost 2 years because they skipped the presentation on 2018. And I know once they finished the performance on 2017, they already started to prepare, doing choreographer and also choreography and also preparing for this dance. So this is going to be a major show for them, the raindrops on the banana leaves.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And this one we're showing right now, I think you've done this one before, the Red Lantern. Isn't this kind of like a classic?
Right,
sort of performance?
it is a classic performance. The Red Lantern ceremony is kind of end of the Chinese New Year.
You're right,
ceremony.
yeah.
And so this is a dance as part of that kind of final part of the Chinese New Year celebration.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And you know, always whenever I look at this, the colors are just,
they're great.
Just gorgeous. Now the next one, I think people have kind of seen this before. This is an ancient traditional dance called Thousand Hands
of
Buddha.
Right.
And the choreography in this and the coordination just has to be precise, right?
Right. This dance was originated in China from a group of school of dancers. They are deaf and
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, deaf students. So they were not able to hear well. So, but then they were able to perform in unity very well. So it became popular over the world for all the Chinese community. So Golden Girl Dance Troupe has also spent 2 years also practicing this dance.
Wow.
And they did very well. They were invited to many places to perform this.
Are these folks that are in this, do they live here in the community? Are they from Orange County or Southern California? Are these dancers, all these dancers?
All the dancers, they are Laguna Woods residents.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Now the next one is another one I've heard of before and have seen photos and video of, called the drum dance.
Right, yeah, the drums, in this case, it's, we have the small drums, but also I believe this time around they're bringing in these large drums that are about that big around.
Okay.
And that's one that has been in different kinds of forms. They always do a drum dance as part of the show. And this year it's going to be the one with the big drums and a lot of good noise.
And you know, looking at the photos here, this, at least to me, looks like more of a modern take.
It's a Western drums together with Chinese drums. Together, there's East meets West, right?
Yeah, right. I love it. That looks great. And then you have a prize winner, 14-year-old ballerina doing some ballet. And she's 14, so obviously she doesn't live here. She's like the daughter of somebody here?
She's the granddaughter of one of the Golden Girl dancers. And Valerie Lin, she was learning the ballet. I think it's called Vaganova style, the Russian ballerina dance. Yeah, and she'll perform Paquita, the two variations of Paquita. And this year.
And this is actually a return for her. She was here in the show 2 years ago at, I guess, 12, and really got a great reaction from the show. They really,
she's moving toward the professionals areas because she learned. I guess she's practicing 18 hours. She's taking 18 hours of lesson every week.
Wow.
And she has won many awards.
That's impressive. Now, you're going to bring in traditional Chinese music instruments, right? And this is what we're seeing here.
Right.
I don't know the names of these. If you want to tell me.
I'll say them, and then Ann can correct my Chinese. But it's the guzheng, which is very much like the Japanese koto.
Okay.
And then the second one is the erhu, which is a two-stringed bowed instrument that's traditional Chinese, and it's we have good practitioners, very good on both of those.
Yeah, one is more like a horizontal harp. The other one is more like a two-string violin.
Okay, and of course playing some traditional.
They are all very famous, world famous musicians.
Now something that the last one we're going to show you is definitely not traditional. Very, very different. Believe it or not, this is not Michael Jackson here, but this is basically someone who is an amazing impersonator, but not just standing there and all doing the dances and singing, and very impressive.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson dancers, we have seen impersonators in many occasions. This group, the special about this group is there are a whole bunch of professional dancers. They're from UCLA to dance with him. So I guess Ray J to dance with Ray J. So it's going to be a very interesting performance, and will bring up some interest for most people who remembers Michael Jackson and want to pay a last tribute to him.
Yeah, well, I know that Michael Jackson was very popular in both Japan and China. I mean, he was.
He is, yes.
Yeah, and it probably still is in many ways.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. So that's this is going to be the ending performance.
No, it's not the ending. We still have the ending performance is going to be a fashion show, like a hat show.
Okay.
It's going to be two groups. One group is called New Women Association. And the other one will be the Golden Girl Dance Troupe together.
Okay.
And it's gonna wear different kind of hats. Usually we see fashion shows are different, different costumes, but this one is a different hats.
Well, that'll be great. And again, this is a performance, an evening really that always is well received, and it's happening again on June 29th. Right. Two performances, afternoon 1, 2 to 4 p.m. and then 7 to 9 p.m. Performing Arts Center, of course, you can get your tickets over there. Tickets are $15 and $25, and they get a lot of people over there. There's a potential of it selling out, so get your tickets very soon.
Yeah, proceed will also go to the foundation of Laguna Woods.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always help them out. So thank you very much for coming on. And again, get your tickets, Performing Arts Center. It is at the end of June, the 29th, but get your tickets soon because it does sell out.
Ken, you will come, right?
Sure, I will come there.
Great.
It is, again, 2 o'clock or 7 o'clock, 2-hour performances.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Summertime blues.
And I'd like to welcome back Erica Ritchie of the Laguna Woods Globe and a reporter for the Register as well. Always nice to have you here. And
Thank you.
Another week goes by and some interesting stories.
Yeah, we've always got some news going on. So first of all, happy Thursday. And we on our cover today we have the story of Laguna Woods resident Selma Buckstein. She's a 93-year-old Laguna Woods resident, and she's been an advocate for 60 years on anti-racism. And this week there's a documentary that's just come out, and it's called The Last Doll Lady. And she will, her story will be featured on that. That showing will be held on Saturday at the Community Performance Arts Center, and it will be held at 2 p.m. Tickets will be first come, first serve, and you'll basically be able to hear the whole story about how she took kind of model dolls, and then ended up putting them, like for example Martin Luther King, she did Abraham Lincoln, Helen Keller, and she took them to students and basically through different elementary schools and middle schools, and introduced them to the work that they did in their capacity to fight racism.
Great story.
And it's an awesome story. And then on the United Mutual Board last week decided that they were going to pass a resolution that people who are members of the board but do not have permits for charging their electric vehicles are going to be fined if they're caught. So don't be caught, but don't do it. So basically the violations, if you are caught charging up your vehicle, it will be a $100 fee the first time, and each time that you're caught doing it again, you will be paying $50 increments. So that's something you definitely don't want to get caught doing, and you should just go and get your permit.
So get that taken care of, because it's really not much to buy your permit, and it'll save you a lot of hassle and money.
Yeah, and last week I know we talked about what some of the violations were in the village that you can no longer go to traffic school for. So something like that is also something you're not going to be able to just say, oh, I didn't know, and go to traffic school. So make sure you get your permit purchased for your vehicle.
Right.
And then we've got the 12th annual South County Senior Summit. It was held at Soka University last week and included a lot of interesting speakers from some of the surrounding universities. One speaker in particular, Dr. Joshua Grill, was from the UC Irvine's Mind Institute, and spoke about how many people are suffering from Alzheimer and dementia. And basically the statistics now show that about 5.8 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's and dementia, and by 2025 they expect that number to be up by another 30%. So definitely, try to do what you can to practice your memory, practice, reading. There's different things that you can, techniques that you can use. And I know we, a few weeks ago, had a presentation here at the village where people were able to do some of these memory games and so forth. So that is important to think about,
very much so.
As we move forward and as the population ages. Then we've got the Taste of Laguna Woods Village is coming up June the 8th, and it's going to be held at Clubhouse 17. Local restaurants from the area will be participating along with Mother's Market, BJ's, and Whole Foods, and the tickets start at $10 and go up to $20.
Yeah,
so check out the Globe today. We'll have information there on how you can get your tickets.
Okay.
And then on some other fun news that I worked on this week, well actually this is kind of, excuse me, a breaking news story for us today here, but I've not even written the story yet, but basically the Pacific Marine Mammal Center has had, excuse me, an abundance of rescues in the last week. They had 14 sea lions that came in, and they also ended up bringing in some harbor seals, and they found a dead dolphin in Laguna Beach on the beach as well. Basically, they brought the dolphin into the center and were unable to save it, sadly. And this is the 7th dolphin this year that has been found on local beaches. And so the PMMC, which is now going very much toward research, is trying to determine with NOAA officials what is going on with the ocean.
All right. So that's that's a great program that they're doing, and the fact that they're working together to do this is fantastic.
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, right now they have not conclusively made a determination about what is happening, but they hope to be able to do that. We did just show the sea turtle.
Yeah.
And the sea turtle, that's a green sea turtle, an Eastern Pacific green sea turtle. So that's actually a photo of me there on a
very good.
On a recent research trip out at the Seal Beach Naval Base. and basically a $150 million project that the Navy is working on to move its ammunition wharf into a different location away from Pacific Coast Highway, further out into the ocean. The reconfiguration of the naval area is going to affect the way that the green sea turtle travels to the ocean. So researchers are trying to get out there and see what's going on with them. They've got satellite monitors attached to see how the sea turtle travels and see what they can do to prevent any kind of problem for them.
All right, very good. We're out of time, so I appreciate. Sorry. I had to cut you off there, but thank you very much. I love the marine stories. Those are always good.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Erica. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.
Welcome back. I just want to quickly tell you once again about the weather. There is a chance today we could have a tiny bit of drizzle, less so than we had yesterday. I told you about some outlining areas, more up in the local foothills and other parts of Southern California. Some areas really got it all. They got hail, they got thunderstorms, the mountains got snow. It was quite something. For here, we didn't get too much. Today, maybe a little bit of drizzle. I had a little bit at our house this morning. Going forward here, you can see we'll look at possibly more rain coming in late Saturday night. And then Sunday right now, we're looking at about a 60% chance of scattered showers. And then Monday forward, we look like we got 3 or 4 days of more normal temperatures, which should be, all those temperatures should be about 10 degrees higher right now. I don't mind. As I said earlier, I can turn off my sprinklers. I'm planting stuff in the garden, although it's a little cold to put in seeds right now. Kind of interesting for this time of the year. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to have Maggie Blackwell from United. We're going to have a doctor from Hoag and bring a segment from Sterling Financial. And there's going to be one other guest as well yet, but find out that tomorrow.